Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a short video. Actually, it's just a recalibration on a computer. It's a ECM0501 on a 5.0 liters Alpha MERC cruiser boat. The customer requests me to recalibrate this computer for a 5.7. And I can do that. I mean, it's not a problem. I can put recalibration, which are original, no tunes, no nothing like that, because I just keep with or stay myself with factory calibrations. And I responded, yes, I can definitely do that. So what I normally do in these computers, I have to open the computer in order to make sure it's fine, because I don't want to put a calibration and then have a customer calling me like, the boat is not started, and then it's my problem. You know what I mean? So I avoid those kind of scenarios. So I open the computer, make sure it's not full of water, especially this one, because I don't know if it was because of the wrapping and the temperature that is outside, because we're in winter right now almost, and it came like almost felt like wet, but it was actually very clean, so nothing in there. I also, as you see right now, I have the computer running. I have it on my bench and running. So I normally do create a folder, and I'm going to show the before as a 5.0 alpha and then after as a 5.7 alpha, which is what he requests to do. I am not really here in order, or don't have any attachment on making sure the computer is fine or not, because his request was very specific. Do calibration only. So he doesn't want to repair the computer. He doesn't want to do anything else, so just do the calibration. So I'm really off the hook of that. But knowing how things can go further in time, I save myself headaches, and I do this kind of tests just in case, right? So let me show you that. All right, so I have the computer now connected. I have a test light in there, which I covered on purpose in here a little bit because it's very bright. So, as you see, I have the computer connected. Let me get you to the folder, which is, you'll see, it's going to be very short. I just want to show you here. This is the paperwork. He didn't fill absolutely anything in here. I think it's his name is Vincenzo. He was sending me messages in Spanish, which I'm originally from Costa Rica, so no problems in there. But yeah, like I said, he was requesting actually for a MERC, but then I'm like, a MERC, that doesn't sound right. So he sent me the picture of the module, and it's as we can see here, it's an ECM0501. I also, like I said, opened the module to make sure it wasn't completely corroded or full of water. And no, as you can see here, inside here, there is no water. Everything is looking good. So that is what I did this, and stay that way. I can put, the email here with the conversation, but I can tell you that all his requests is that, and I have all that saved just in case further in the time something happens and he can take things back, or, just being extra protective for my business, right? But no, everything is fine. So let me go over to the test. So let's go back to this capture, and I'm going to put the diagram so you can see the computer running. In there, let me get you to a screen that I can see what we're looking at. Yeah, so the computer is running in 632 RPMs. I'm going to select the bits in here so you can see it. If I put that, yep, now you can see it 632 RPMs. We have 100% power, which is great. As far as the history, this is why I need to connect these computers and make sure that everything is fine, because you have a lot of faults. And then maybe it's because they have a 5.7 engine and they replaced the engine, and it was a 5.0 and now they have a 5.7. So that could be the case. This computer has 378.2 hours, which everything is here. We got warning horn output with like almost 70,000 seconds of fall. The starboard overheat, over the speed, low oil pressure, guardian strategy, and those are all seconds of faults. Block pressure is low. So those are all here. And again, I'm not going to use that as a gauge, because all I did is or capture this is for my records, and I want to make sure the computer is running, and that's what I have it connected. So the next thing that I can show you with Diacom, I forgot to mention, this is Diacom Rinda, and it's a really good software for diagnostics on boats. I can go into system information and read the calibration, part number, and year, which is really important for me. In there, I know it's a little probably small for your view, maybe not, because I can see it pretty good in my iPad. The calibration part number is right here. It's ECM0501-002, and it's, like I said, as from 2005 5.0 alpha. So this is going to change because obviously I'm moving it over to a 5.7. So I wanted to show this. The computer is connected and it's running, and I want to get you a zoom in. I'm going to take those out of the equation. I'm going to cover this because, I mean, he has, let me see, because I think that's just a warranty page. I want to show you closely. Let me turn the engine off from running because it's making a lot of noise, but I want to show you here so you can get to see. This is the back cover that you were seeing before with the date and everything that came here yesterday. I found this service is a 2-day service, and today's actually Sunday, so I could still not work on this because I got here Saturday at 2 p.m., so we were almost closing. But I want to show you that, okay, this is a 5.0 alpha, and the same part number or calibration number, sorry, A66189.002 is right here, and it says from May 2005, which is perfect. The computer, as I mentioned before, hopefully you can see in there, the part number on this computer says right here. It's a ECM0501, and this one is from 03/23/2005. The unique number, very specific to only this computer. The rest are maybe shared by any multiple modules, calibrations, and even the ECM part numbers, and maybe the year, right? Because they make multiple computers the same day. Is this one, which will be WQ00EP. Let me just see if it's a 6 or a E. EP61. So this is a very unique number right next to the barcode, and that's what they use that in here. The barcode will tell the manufacturer. They have a a barcode reader. They put them in here. They know exactly everything about this computer and what can or not be installed in here. Same thing in here. This is the family. This is the barcode for the family of the computer, which is A65926. This is the family of this computer. In Mercury can change these calibrations, and are going to be some modules that they can use. Like in my case, I can only use ECM0501 because I cannot change this to another module. The manufacturer, MERC Cruiser, they can use the newer ones, and it might change the part numbers, but they can't. Outside facilities or aftermarket facilities like mine, we cannot do that. All right, so just to get you an idea of what can happen. So as long as I have the same module, I can move your calibration to that module in case you have a bad module or etc. Right? So, and in this case, I can also recalibrate. So let me do that, which I have multiple tools to use. I got Guest3, I got Flex, I got multiple tools that read and writes on the boats. So I'm going to do this. It's just going to be, again, transfer the calibration, and then I'll be right back. All right. All right, guys, I finished the calibration on the computer, and now we're going to do a test to make sure everything went fine on the computers. I haven't run it or anything. I just connected it, and it's connecting properly. So I'm going to show you first the fuel pump coming on. So I'm going to turn that on. Well, actually, let me turn everything back off. Ignition on. This is for the fuel pump, and it did the prime, which is good. We have the firewall reference, so that is actually good. And I also connected on here. This light, it shows me that we have the sensor ground present as well, which is great. So that portion is fine. Now let's connect to the computer. Let me put the diagram on the screen, and let me move it over to here. So you see that I have the same computer connected. Yep, let me put diagram here. We're going to do a connection starting from scratch. Let me make sure that we have that pop out. Perfect. Okay, that's MERC Cruiser 2001-2009. It reads it perfectly. Good communication. Now we're going to do the same test before, just to see the system information. This is going to populate again the reading of what now the calibration is in there. I did a partial. Even I'm glad I saved it before. Sometimes this computers give this. I have the full diagnostic report, but we can see here Now it's 5.7 alpha, and the calibration is ECM060122-002 from May 05, which is the same year and everything that we had before. Let me take you over to the diagnostics report. Let me just open that 1 second, because I also want to show you a few things. Let me move the diagram out of the screen. All right, so this is the now history as alpha. I always saved I was able to read the entire information from the module. So, like I said, sometimes it does it, sometimes it does not. This is very common on this one, but this is the same calibration that I just showed you. And the hours on this calibration is 289.82. I erased all the RPM history and all the full histories. So the only thing that showed up in here is pitot and other things that are not connected on these calibrations. I also took a picture for my records and his of me doing the calibration with his computer in the bench, and then the process of the reading, which I read his calibration and communicate it properly with the computer, which is good. And then I took a picture of the writing, what it says, writing successfully completed, which is proof that everything went fine. What else we have in here that I need to show? No, I think that's it, right? Now let me move it back to here. Let's put Diacom back in the screen. And let's reconnect. So I'm going to put a zoom onto the RPMs, which now are reading 0. And let's run it. All right, it's running in 632 RPMs as before. Because of the zoom, you cannot see the test light, but you can see the light I'm covering right now for the IAC. That's the IAC valve. And now I'm going to show you that it has 100% power as well. So that is actually good. So everything is working fine. I'm going to zoom out. But you get to see that light that I have as a load instead of the IAC valve, because it makes a very high-pitched humming that is hard for my ears. I can see all the injector drivers in here. I'm going to move to this view now. I got 4 injector drivers. This is an ECM0501, and it has 4 injector drivers and 1 ESC signal that goes over to the distributor ignition system to run the sparks. So everything is working perfect and the computer is good to go. Again, this is just a short video to prove that the calibration is installed properly and we have 100% power. So the computer is fully functional, everything is good to go. I'm going to seal it and then send this back to Vincenzo, and then get this as soon as possible back to him. Thank you guys so much for visiting the channel. If you have any computers that you need to do calibrations or repair on boats, I have pretty much everything for MERC 1 to 4, all MERC cruisers on the ECM555 and PCM555s. I got pretty much all calibrations that you need for those. I got a lot of EMARs and Malibus and so on. So in case you need something like that, I'm your best call. Same thing for automotive. If you have any automotive instrument cluster or computers, just send that over and I will take care of you. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.